The Mekong or Mekong River is a transboundary river in East Asia and Southeast Asia. It is the world's 12th longest river and the third longest in Asia. Its estimated length is 4,909 kilometers or 3,050 miles. And it drains an area of 795,000 square kilometers or 307,000 square miles, discharging 475 cubic kilometers of water annually. The source of the Mekong has not yet been precisely determined, as it arises from several confluences in areas of the Tibetan highlands, some of which are difficult to access. Chinese researchers indicate as the origin, an approximately 5,200 meters high area, near the village of Ganasongdu, in the Chinese province of Qinghai. Following the Tibetan highlands, the Mekong flows through the Chinese province of Yunnan. About half of its total length is on Chinese territory. It leaves China at an altitude of around 500 meters and forms the border river between Myanmar and Laos for around 200 kilometers. At the end of this stretch, the Mekong River forms the border triangle between Laos, Myanmar and Thailand. This point also marks the transition from the upper to the lower Mekong. The river then forms the border between Laos and Thailand and flows in a loop through northwestern Laos to Luang Prabang. Further south, the Mekong again forms the border with Thailand for several hundred kilometers, passing the Laotian capital of Vientiane. Southeast of the city of Muang Kong, the Mekong leaves Laos and then flows through Cambodia. The Sambar Falls near the Cambodian town of Kratie are the final obstacle cutting off navigability until the river's mouth. The surrounding area gets a flatter characteristic, which favors the intensive agriculture. Rice in particular, but also maize, sugarcane, tobacco and fruit are cultivated along the entire lower reaches of the river. Just north of the capital of Cambodia, Phnom Penh, the Tonle Sap River flows into the Mekong. There is a rare geographic feature here that is unique in this dimension. The Tonle Sap River, which is fed from the Tonle Sap Lake, changes the direction of flow when the Mekong floods and its water masses push into the tributary and fills then every year for several months the lake of which it is normally the outlet. Only when the monsoon and the flood levels recede does the river reverse its direction and the water of the lake flows towards the Mekong towards the sea. Immediately after Phnom Penh, the course of the river splits into two parts, the Bassac and the actual Mekong, which runs parallel. The Mekong flows from Cambodia, now at a width that can be measured in kilometers, across the border into southern Vietnam. South of Ho Chi Minh City, formerly Saigon, the twin rivers, now also called Upper Mekong and Lower Mekong, widen to become more than 70,000 square kilometers Mekong Delta and flow into the South China Sea. The delta area is naturally very fertile due to the suspended matter deposited by the stream. The delta is relatively densely populated and is traversed by a vast network of canals, some of which are several meters above the level of the fields. The larger part of the traffic and the handling of goods takes place on the water. The so-called floating markets are well known, where trading takes place exclusively on the ships. The southernmost part of the Mekong Delta, which stretches some 70 kilometers between Ca Mau and the coast of the South China Sea and the Gulf of Thailand, is mostly covered by swamps and can only be navigated by water. The first bridge over the Mekong in Vietnam was built in 2001, a technically difficult undertaking, since the entire Mekong Delta has no solid ground. The Mekong Delta in Vietnam is farmed intensively and has little natural vegetation left. Forest cover is less than 10%. Both drought and flood are common hazards in the delta. The Mekong Basin is one of the richest areas of biodiversity in the world. Only the Amazon boasts a higher level of biodiversity. No other river is home to so many species of very large fish. The biggest include 3 species of Probarbus barbs, which can grow up to 1.5 meters, 5 feet, and weigh 70 kilograms, 150 pounds. The giant freshwater stingray, which can reach at least 5 meters. Which two countries are divided by the Mekong River, after it leaves China? Don't forget to leave a comment. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. It helps the channel to reach more geography fans.